Okay, number 4. It tells us to find the volume of the composite solid below. Round your answer to the nearest tenth. Be sure to show all your work. You should not be giving just an answer. Alright, so you can see here that our composite solid is made up of half of a cylinder and a rectangular prism. So I have the formula for those written already, and you can see both are the same. It's area of the base times the height. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cylinder first. Alright, so volume equals, big B means area of the base, and the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Now keep in mind this is only half a cylinder, so we'll account for that at the end. Now, again, it doesn't give us the radius, but you can see that the circle base shares a diameter with one of the lengths of our rectangular prism. So the diameter of the circle would be 8. However, the radius is half of that, so that means the radius is 4. So we have pi times 4 squared. Let's put that in our calculator. We'll do pi button times 4 squared, and that gives us, if you're using a TI-34, it's going to give you 16 pi, so hit that double arrow, and an approximation is going to be 50, and it's going to be about 50 and 27 hundredths for that area of the base. So let's go ahead and plug that in. And then there's going to be, of course, the height as well of our cylinder. Now the height is going to be this length here. The height is going to be 28. Alright, so for our volume now, all we need to do is multiply 50 and 27 hundredths by 28, and that's going to give us a volume of 1,407 and 56 hundredths. Alright, so that is our cylinder. So that, keep in mind, this accounts for an entire cylinder, so a whole cylinder. Now we only have half a cylinder, so what we want to do is we want to take that number, this number right here, and we want to either divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when we divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2, we get 703 and 78 hundredths. Alright, now we can go ahead and move on to our rectangular prism. So for the rectangular prism, I put that our volume is area of the base times the height. So another way of showing this is length times width times height. It's the same thing. So let's go ahead and do it that way, length times width times height. Okay, if we plug in, we have our length of 28 times our width, which is 6, times our height, which is 8. Alright, so we can plug in 28 times 8 times 6, and that's going to give us our answer. Now when you put that into your calculator, you should get a volume of 1,344, and that does account for our whole rectangular prism. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add our two volumes. So we're going to add 703.78 and 1,344. Now, once you put that into the calculator, you should get an answer of 2,751 and 56 hundredths. But since we're rounding to the nearest tenth, as it says up above, let's just round that to a sixth. And then we don't want to forget to label it is inches cubed. Okay, that's all for number 4.